I was doing some prosperity work with my client Lyndon. He'd grown up in a family where it was always feast or famine. There was plenty of money one day, and then something happened, and they were in the poorhouse and struggling and scrambling to make things work again. Lyndon has spent an entire lifetime repeating that pattern, has had wonderful jobs, fabulous homes, great places to live, and then something happens and he winds up having to scramble and not having 2 nickels to rub together again. And finally came to the realization this is a lifelong issue and it's time for it to change. So what we discussed is the most recent episode is he'd sold his house and wound up with some money in his pocket, enough to buy another smaller home, so he was in the process of downsizing, got to decorate that very nicely, and still there was this nagging voice in the back of his mind saying, yeah, but you're going to blow it. You've got money in hand, but you're going to screw it up. You always screw it up. And my observation was that if the lesson that he'd learned all of his life is that you go from feast to famine and feast to famine, that if he found himself in a situation where he had an abundance of resource and he screwed it up, it was because that's the plan. That's what he'd learned. So in fact, he wasn't screwing it up. He was executing perfectly on the instructions that he had learned from his parents from growing up. Instant freedom. We don't need to stop screwing up. We just need to choose a different plan. So that's what this prayer is about. This is a prayer for prosperity, and coupled with that new intention, that new guidance, that new insight as to the perfect steps to take. And since principle is not bound by precedent, we are not forced to repeat anything that's happened in the past. That next new experience is always available to us. So let's take it to prayer. I'll speak this practical prayer in the first person, and I invite you to take it for yourself, also in the first person. We live in an infinitely abundant universe. There is love unfolding in and as and through everything. In the beginning, there was the infinite, whether it was the Big Bang that has exploded into everything that we know in the universe, or darkness and void, and God saying, let there be light. We can all trace our lineage, our history, back to that one. That one power and presence, that one infinite energy, that one divine substance is all there is. And it keeps on sharing itself and expressing itself, unfolding itself and evolving itself into new and different forms, winding up being me and each one who is listening to this prayer. So I know that that divine love is not something that we're trying to get to. It's not something that we're trying to earn or hoping we deserve. It's actually the true nature of who and what we are. That divine power and presence is within, right here and right now. And because I know that the infinite abundance of the universe is at hand right now, that all of my good is available right now as well. I have no need to repeat a negative pattern from the past. There's no need to go from feast to famine to feast to famine. When I have plenty of money, it is possible for me to have it, to spend it, to save it, to share it, and to continue to grow and deepen in my experience of prosperity. It's not like there's not enough. This is a universe of plenty. Looking at the stars in the night sky, there are billions of stars and billions of galaxies. This infinite creative power that created all of that certainly has enough to create a next new experience of abundant prosperity for me and for each one of us listening. So in spite of whatever the path has been, whatever we have learned before, we are each now stepping into that experience of abundant prosperity. The good continues to flow, and it doesn't diminish anyone. In an infinite universe, we're not taking it away from somebody else. We are simply allowing ourselves to be lifted by the same power that has lifted everything and everyone. The good is at hand right now, and it gets better and better and better. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the wonderful way that this is appearing. I'm grateful for these new experiences of prosperity, and I'm grateful for the wonderful stories that are coming back that start with, you're not going to believe this, but, and then describe a new experience of prosperity that goes beyond the previous conceptions of how good it could possibly be. That good is at hand right now. And so with gratitude for this good, I speak this word of intention into the same creative law that has been saying yes, since the infinite said, let there be. And I let it be. And I know it's so. And so it is. Amen. I'm Reverend Bill Marcioni. There's more information on the website at bethelight.com and in my book, Practical Prayer for Real Results. If you have a specific prayer request, please contact me through the website. I look forward to praying with you.